You might be able to hear the dinging of a cowbell. First time I've ever actually known of a cow to actually wear a bell. I know they exist, but I've never experienced it before. Must drive the poor cow crazy. Here we are in the rolling hills of rural France. You can see that whiteness on some of the green fields though. That's frost. It's a little bit chilly, but why are we here? Château de Montgilbert. This is a genuine castle that's semi-ruins, or probably is more than semi-ruins. It's probably ruins, but we're going to go and have a look. So there we are, a chateau with a very small slit window there. There's going to be lots of photos of it. Selena's been there for about 5 minutes already. And this is what you see through the slit in the wall. And the moving bit in the shadow there is my head. Monument historique. I don't think you need to be French to understand what that means. I thought it was old, but looking around, I don't think they've finished it. They've still got the scaffolding up. Oh boy. We should come back when it's finished, darling. What do you reckon?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Alright, well, I suppose we might as well have a bit of a look around while we're here. As you walk in, straight away you see this little, what is a bit of a tunnel, but as Elena rightly pointed out, looks like an oven. In fact, we can see the charredness of the bricks above. So I don't know how long ago that fire was, but the top of it's sealed completely now. So must have been a while ago. Wow. So this is a true ancient monument, historic. Okay, lots of information there. It's all French. A little bit too French for me to understand, but I am seeing XV and XVI. So that's the 15th, 16th, maybe the 17th century. And we're near the Le Bastion. Ah, dear old bastion. Insiders will know what that means. Wander through the archways that were. You ever look at archways and you think, gee, they are strong, aren't they? They never fall down. Well, they actually do, because that's an archway that's missing. And knowing my luck, I'll walk through there, and after, 500 years, that rock there might just decide to land on me. I'm going to chance it though.
There's a little room in there. Check it out.
Oh my goodness, I just come around the corner and found Gollum waiting there, hiding in ambush. Scared the something out of me. Let's put it this way.
Here. Do you want to have a look?
Don't have to worry about that taking that medication for constipation anymore, that's for sure. What have you found, darling, in your little...
It's a little room. I don't know what that room designed for.
Oh, that's probably where Gollum lives.
Precious! Well, you'd have to be very short, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Well, people
That's what.
people were smaller back then.
Obviously very, very smaller. Much smaller.
Yeah. So we don't have a roof anymore. The roof is well gone. And this is the other side of that slit window that we were looking through before. And then we got a couple of them there. That's another window. I think we've covered this room now. We've seen it all. Time to move on to other bits. So you can see that the walls proper are big cut stones, but it looks like the inside of the walls is far more random. A lot of sandstone there, just sort of like probably thrown into the cavity, and then you've got the nice brickwork, stonework covering the walls. Okay, Chronicle de Montgilbert. Chronicle of Montgilbert. Now I can see that Louis XVI was here in the 1789 to 1800. I probably can't read it very well, but all started way down here in 1291 in St. Louis. I wonder if St. Louis had his cardinals back then. Oh, looks like we've got the family tree, the genealogy of de Montgilbert. So that obviously is the name of the family. Yeah, so here we are inside the walls proper. Yeah, so 500 years the Montgilbert family lived here. I used to work with a fellow named Gilbert as a surname. I could see him as French aristocracy. He just seemed like the type. Here we are. There's that bit there getting worked on. It's quite large inside, really. But the inside is just completely gutted, basically. I'm just standing on what's now back to being a field, but the history, the people that must have walked around here with their horses and sold their wares, whatever commercial purposes they had. Not sure how high those walls were, but the tops of them are all gone. They've all fallen off at some point. I don't know if that column piece there is a clue or not, but yeah, so the walls could have been quite a bit higher. I'm just going to go over here and have a look and see how they're restoring them. Okay, so we can see there's a lot of cement, a lot of concrete involved. So they're replacing stones and putting cement in between. Probably a different system. It might be similar to how it was originally built. But that's the original wall down there, still standing. And this is the newly restored wall, or in progress. Hasn't been finished, but definitely the lower parts are finished. It's going to be a sight to be seen when it's finished, but won't be quite as authentic as this, because what we're looking at is what was really created over the centuries. Oh boy. I look over there and some of those walls there are a bit looking unstable looking. Hopefully I can walk through there without being that one unlucky guy in 500 years to cop a boulder on top of the head. Through the archway we go. It's got some scaffolding there, so hopefully it's been reinforced a little bit. It's just the top of the wall looks a bit dodgy. There we go. Some timber there. Oh boy. Well, I guess that's just been thrown together to hold the wall up, but yeah, I think Americans call them cinder blocks. We call them Besser bricks. Just concrete bricks. Hardly authentic. Well, here we are in a big open yard. And there's one of the rocks that could land on me. I'm safe around that one though, because it's already fallen. And of course, its potential energy has long since dissipated. Part of a wall here. Might be able to hear the crackling under my feet. That's frost. All the grass is frozen. Yeah, wonderful. Better go and have a look at that little sign over there and see what it says. You know, this is sort of open. Like we can come here and walk around and look. I'm just thinking, back where I come from, there'd be signs up. It's dangerous. You can't enter. Massive fines by order of the local Mayor likes to think of himself, always do think of himself as a Lord Mayor. They always behave like they own you when they're actually supposed to be working for you. But yeah, I'll just get over that close that sign, see if there's any information I can decipher. Okay, it's all in French, which is probably not surprising really when you think about it, because this is France. But you've got the number one thing to look at is Les Caves. I guess that just means caves. And then you get the remnants of the Confort, the remnants of the Avant. That's abandoned. Anyway, hopefully that means more to some people than it does to me. We've got something here. Boy, we've got something here. Oh, we've got some old stairs. Go down there with some fallen rocks. And inside that little area in there, that room in there, it's just full of fallen rocks. So, probably a little bit unsafe. Here and above it, we have ourselves what I'm going to guess may well have been a little chapel. It could have been an altar. And those windows there look like they would well do with some stained glass in them. What have we got up here? Ooh, that's all up there. Goes up there, that's inside the keep. Yeah, very dodgy. But yeah, so that was a keep. Probably had stairs walking up there to a tower. We can watch out for undesirables heading in your direction. We'll go and have a look at the view in a minute. Like all chateaux in France, it's very strategically placed on top of a hill. Got a little bit of French graffiti in what looks like it's been drawn in charcoal. And looks like somebody decided to have a little bit of a fireplace here at one point. So to the left of that chapel, it's another archway which leads outside the walls. We go through here and we're up on top of the hill. They've used the whole top of the hill, that's for sure. That looks like that might have been another entrance at some point. There we go, we've got an arched top window, and that's what it looks like when your arch top finally fails. There's one big stone for the arch still in place, but the others are probably down here buried and overgrown. And I've realised that I'm clearly standing in some room. It makes me wonder what this room would have been back in the day. And the amount of Montgilberts who lived their lives within these walls for centuries. We get some stairs there on their way up to something that's no longer here. Empty space now. I'll walk up there. And then you can walk around here to some more stairs that go down. So there was a fair bit of this building below the area that we're in. Fortunately, it's all full of fallen stone. And there's a little bit of a area there that somebody's put some bars in the hope to stop people from going in there. Probably successful. Certainly stopped me. Elena, on the other hand, different story. Nothing seems to stop her. And yeah, some more stairs. So that was definitely a very popular living area in here at some point. Looks like we've got a bunch of blackberries living in there now, but it's all filled in. Obviously, as the walls have tumbled, they've filled in probably the most interesting parts of the castle, or le Chateau. However, remnants of more walls, lots of rooms in here. Love to have seen the original design. I wonder if they've got records of what it used to look like. Hopefully they do, and they can restore it back to the way it was. Brilliant. Okay, there's Elena down there, taking photos through the external wall. I could see a sign, danger, and that won't stop her. But yeah, that's the exterior wall. There's a whole area in front of me. But if you look out the countryside, look at that. Look at the view they had. I mean, they probably weren't building here thinking, oh, it's a lovely view, not like us. They're probably looking here and thinking, that's all our land. Have to keep an eye on those peasants and make sure those English bedwetting types don't come across us and decide to relieve us of our acquired wealth. I just find this a little bit interesting because inside of such a massive big building, we got here remnants of a wall. This was clearly a room that I am now standing in. That's quite a small room, so I wonder what purpose that was. Whether it was maybe servants' quarters, somewhere for the servants to sleep, perhaps. And the room next door shows you the original floor, which is all stone. So I'm standing on grass and soil, but I'm guessing that if you remove it, beneath my feet, that's what you'll come across. Floor like that. And I'd say this is still floor like that because it's protected by these walls. So it's not going to fill up with dirt and dust like all that has. So you can see more of the original steps. What have we got here? So that must be the base of pylons. There's another one there. So they probably had columns here holding up the ceiling that is long gone. Oh yeah, here we go. I think gives you a fairly good idea what the columns may have looked like, or would have looked like. I'm sure they were quite a bit taller than that, but that's what's left. And we've got some more information over here. And unfortunately for me, it's all in French. So I'll try and study this and see if I can figure out what it's telling us. Okay, so from what I can figure out from that sign here, I was probably right in my assumptions. I think I'm standing in the kitchen. And the room that I was standing in before, I did mention it was small, but yeah, I think we are definitely in the servants' areas. So where they were cooking, and I'm not sure what the other room is. My French doesn't go that far, I'm afraid. Boy, what we got here? See, so here we are in this courtyardy area, and then you come across this, filled with stone, but it had a purpose. We can guess what the purpose was, but it'd only be a guess. I don't really know. But there's another hole over here that's suspiciously, looks to me as though it could have been a water source. Oh boy. No, it's just a hole. So there was a hole, different hole. There is a different area, whole floor underneath us. So when I'm walking on this, not the ground, it's a floor. And there's a hole in the part that I'm walking on that, yeah, clearly shows that there was another story below us, or below me.
Help us grow, like, share, and subscribe.
Yes, we definitely can see for miles. Well, probably not for miles really, because we do have hills facing us, don't we? So you only see the top of the next hill. But that would give you enough notice if someone was coming. Yeah, so it looks like they're restoring that keep as a top priority. I was just up there looking out onto the outer walls in the courtyard. Yeah, so this area here of the outer walls, we're right on the peak of a hill, so any invading armies would be coming up the slope of a hill. And as we know, even in today's warfare, if you've got the high ground, you've got the advantage. And people coming up that hill would have to cope with whatever the people up here had to throw at them. Of course, one of the things videos don't do very well, because they're two-dimensional, is show you the slope. But that's the hill I'm talking about, trying to get up there while being fired upon. It's teetering on the definition of a cliff. That's how steep it is. And this is the far side of the castle. Of course, that's a keep. Yeah. And I can see here it's cordoned off. Now I work on the assumption of the cordoned off area, and also looking at those boulders there on the ground. The purpose of the cordoning it off is for people's safety and to protect them. Unfortunately, Elena sees cordoned off areas and thinks they're only designed to keep you away from the best bits. So whenever there's a place that you can't go, she loves to go straight there. In fact, I can hear her footsteps in the background, and there she is in the cordoned off area. Is that the best bit? You're in the cordoned off area, darling. Is that the best bit?
It's quite interesting. When you climb up those rocks, you can see the whole castle from the inside. But the thing is, unfortunately, you can't walk in there because there is a very, very big hole in the middle. So I thought it's probably not very safe for you to go in there.
Oh, you had a bit of safety concerns.
Yes.
So, tell me what your thoughts were when you saw the cordoned off part.
What part?
Oh, you probably don't recognise it. But see these parts here? Let me show you. See those pipes there, and they're all formed as a barrier?
Are they?
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't say it's a barrier. Maybe it's for the renovation.
I'm wondering if it would matter if it did say that. I wonder if it had a sign that said, Lena, danger, do not pass.
It says danger over there, but it's over there. It's not over here, right?
How'd you get here if you went past the danger sign?
I walked around.
Okay.
But anyway,
you're still alive, and you've been inside the castle now?
No, I have to go inside the castle from the other side.
Anyway, I've turned back because I've been inside in the area that was pretty dodgy, but still safe enough to go. Elena, as you can imagine, has just gone into the most dangerous part when she could have just come around this side and walked into the safe part and seen the same thing. But hopefully Elena joins us in our next episode, our next adventure. Yeah, I guess we'll just have to wait and see if she survives. I'm confident that I'm going to survive. So I am confident that as we move, or perhaps I move through France, we'll see more interesting things to show.
Oh, there's another interesting place. Wow. There's a hole in there. And this is what it is. There must have been a little room. Before someone naughty. No, I probably wouldn't say naughty, because naughty people would be in prison. The quiz searching for me.
Now, you may recall that when I found this place and the 2 bars that have been placed there to prevent silly people from going in there, I did make comment, it's for normal... Oh, so you're going to pull the safety barriers out. And I did make comment that it won't stop Elena. Well, here's what I go through. She wonders why I suffer stress and anxiety. And people might also think, well, why do you let her do that? And of course, I don't know, but you may have noticed that she has an accent. And anyone that is familiar with that accent will realise that you don't tell people, especially women, or only women really, I think you probably could talk to the men, so common sense, but people with that accent cannot be told. Am I right or am I right? No accent, huh? Nothing to say.
And as soon as you thought that you've seen everything, is another interesting thing. That's a real dungeon. That's definitely where they used to keep their prisoners.
Oh boy. I'm standing here now like a bouncer, trying to stop her from jumping into the pit. But, oh boy. For the camera now, can you just repeat what you just said?
I said it's a bit dangerous to jump over there. However, if you're careful, you can carefully walk down those rocks into that little cellar. You can probably find something interesting in there.
Yeah, like your death. At least I wouldn't have to bury her, would I? Because you'd already be buried.
All good things come to the end. Unfortunately, we have to leave. Someone else is coming to see the castle. And let them walk around and get their husbands to freak out about their safety.